the obvious question is, well, why new forms of funding? Why not old forms? People have borrowed money since biblical times and probably before. So, lending money from the banks, is not new. Loan finance has never been cheaper, particularly from the university sector. Borrowing's gone up 50% since in the past few years. There's been a bit of change in the provision of loan finance around some of the uncertainties around Brexit and the economy. And loan periods are reducing down to your 10 and 5 years rather than your 20 and 25. So the loan market is still, for many institutions, a sensible route. Why get involved in anything more complex if you can knock on the door of your local bank with a good proposition and just borrow some money? And it's more flexible, different rates, that's fine. And one really impressive presentation, I think at Sheffield, was from the University of Lincoln, who I think very impressively talked about the organisational strategy and capacity they put in place to work with the European Investment Bank to draw down, I think it was 50 million from memory, to invest in the campus at Lincoln, which I've got to say, if you haven't visited that campus, the way in which they've completely revitalised and reshaped the town centre as an integral part of that town in what is an economy that is a relatively peripheral, relatively small town, heavily dependent upon migrant workers in the agricultural sector. They made a hugely significant difference using loan finance from the European Investment Bank. Now you may say, well, they'll be gone, won't they? The part of the EU structures. Well, yes, there is change ahead, probably ahead. At the moment, though, it is business as usual. We're picking up messages, different messages. Some institutions are telling us that the negotiations they're having at the moment with the IB are ongoing and nothing has changed. In a couple of places, especially from the local authority sector, we've heard that the AIB are becoming more lukewarm about some of the propositions. But for the time being, the AIB is a potential investor and is increasingly looking to invest in the types of activities that we may be talking about later today. So, yes, it's a bank, the clue's in the title, but it invests not only to make a return on its investment, because it does make a profit, and propositions need to show that rate of return, but it invests with a social, environmental purpose as well as the commercial purpose.